The novel The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood presents a chilling vision of a future where freedom disappears almost overnight. It's a dystopian story, but what makes it truly terrifying is how believable it feels. The book explores power, control, identity, and the dangerous consequences of a society built on fear and rigid ideology. At the center of this world is a woman named Offred. And her story is one of survival. A world that has changed. The story takes place in the Republic of Gilead, a totalitarian regime that has replaced the former United States. After a series of political and environmental crises, especially a dramatic drop in fertility rates, a radical religious government takes control. In this new society, strict laws define every aspect of life. Women lose their rights completely. They cannot work. They cannot read. They cannot own property. Their identities are reduced to the roles the state assigns them. The role of the handmaids. Because fertility has become rare, the government creates a disturbing solution. Women who are still able to bear children are forced into a special class known as handmaids. Their only purpose is reproduction. These women are assigned to powerful men called commanders, where they are expected to bear children for the commander and his wife. The protagonist of the story, Offred, is one of these handmaids. Her name itself reflects the loss of identity. Offred literally means of Fred, belonging to her commander. Even her name reminds her that she no longer belongs to herself. Life under control. Offred lives in constant surveillance. The government monitors citizens through secret police known as the Eyes. Every action is regulated. Even language is controlled. Common greetings have been replaced with religious phrases, reinforcing the ideology of the regime. Handmaids are forbidden from forming friendships, but Offred secretly connects with another handmaid named Offred. Through quiet conversations and hidden glances, Offred begins to realize that resistance may still exist within this oppressive world. But rebellion is extremely dangerous. Anyone suspected of disobedience can disappear without explanation. Memories of the past. Throughout the story, Offred frequently reflects on her life before the rise of Gilead. She remembers a time when women had jobs, freedom, and families. She remembers her husband Luke and their young daughter. But during the political upheaval that created Gilead, they were separated. Offred doesn't know whether they survived. These memories are painful, but they also keep her hope alive. They remind her that the world was not always like this. And that perhaps it doesn't have to remain this way forever. Quiet acts of rebellion. Despite the oppressive system, small acts of rebellion begin to appear. Offred secretly reads forbidden words scratched into her room by a previous handmaid. She begins a dangerous relationship with Nick, the commander's driver. And she discovers that even the commander himself sometimes breaks the rules of the system he helps maintain. These moments reveal something important. Even in the most controlled societies, people find ways to resist. Sometimes resistance is loud and violent. But sometimes it is quiet, existing in private thoughts, hidden memories, and forbidden relationships. The uncertain ending. Near the end of the story, Offred's situation becomes increasingly dangerous. Her connection with Offred reveals hints of an underground resistance movement. But before Offred can fully understand what is happening, events suddenly change. One day, mysterious men arrive to take her away. They claim to be members of the regime. But they may also be part of the resistance. Offred is placed in a van and driven away into an uncertain future. And the story ends without revealing what happens next. Did she escape? Was she captured? The answer is left unknown. The meaning behind the story. The Handmaid's Tale is more than just a dystopian novel. It is a warning. Margaret Atwood deliberately built the Society of Gilead using ideas, events, and systems that have existed somewhere in human history. Nothing in the book is purely imaginary. That is what makes the story so powerful, and so unsettling. The novel explores how quickly freedoms can disappear when fear, ideology, and political power combine. It also highlights the resilience of individuals who struggle to maintain their identity in oppressive systems. Final thoughts. Nearly 4 decades after its publication, The Handmaid's Tale remains one of the most influential dystopian novels ever written. Its themes about power, control, and personal freedom continue to spark discussion around the world. Through the quiet voice of Offred, the novel reminds readers of something important. Freedom is not guaranteed. And the rights people enjoy today can disappear if society stops protecting them. But as long as people remember the past and continue to hope for something better, the possibility of change always remains.